4:50. So at home it is 3:50, 10 to 4. Oof. I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna go to my dad's room, wake them up. And we're going to see Chernobyl today, which I'm so excited for. It's been on my bucket list for ages. And then I saw the series that come out on Sky. It's so good. I recommend everyone needs to watch it. It's really good. I'm really excited. Okay, one thing I will mention about Hotel Ukraine, which is where we're staying at, if I haven't already said.
Why is it not working?
It's the safe. It's bizarre. We just can't figure it out. It's like, it's not even an electronic one, is it? But it is. The buttons are electronic, and then you turn the thing manually. It's really bizarre. Yeah, already now we're gonna miss breakfast and just head straight to the other hotel so we can get picked up for our 12-hour tour. I'm glad it's 12 hours because you don't want to kind of get rushed around everything. Like, we're here to see Chernobyl, so I'm glad it's not just like a 2-hour, you know, it was 2 hours to get there and then it's like a silly little half day kind of thing. So it will be fun. Wouldn't it, Dean?
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as you figure out the safe.
I've got passports out. It's locked, but it won't let me open it again then.
Oh, my Kindle's in there.
Huh?
My Kindle's in there.
So it's my switch.
Oh, I'm sure we'll figure it out. So, what were you saying?
That the hotel was built in 1961 by the Soviets after the Second World War. Kiev at the time had been destroyed after the Second World War, so it was rebuilt.
I didn't know that.
That is when the hotel was built in 61, and the whole area was rebuilt by the Soviet Union.
Wow.
And that was it.
Straight over.
Oh. Cool, thanks. So we are now at our pickup point. What is it? Hotel Dnipro. Dnipro. Very nice.
Not a word about an explosion. At first I was told there hadn't been an explosion.
They're going to fill up the thing with gas, the truck minivan with gas, and while they do that, they've given us 20 minutes to basically walk around this supermarket. It's a bit like Aldi actually. So they've basically said that we have 20 minutes to walk around here, and then we're gonna move on to the border. There's like a border control around Chernobyl. It's like 2 or 3 apparently, so they're going to check our passports and they're going to scan us for radiation, Dean. I can't remember what they said. They were going to scan us for radiation on the way in. I'm not too sure if that's right, but I'll talk some more about it once I know, once we've experienced it. Lots of like snow boots and stuff. Oh, Dean. So yeah, they're plenty stocked, so if you've forgotten something or if you feel like there's something more that you need, obviously they've got it here, as long with coffee. Bought myself some boots. I don't think these shoes are quite cutting it. And Dean bought a couple of hats for himself and for me dad. So
animals almost every day. Wild horses, moose, deer, foxes, wolves. So we can meet them here quite often.
Just fall down. Are you not listening to what she said?
So we've arrived at the site here. This used to be a post office and a bank. The tour guide's really, really great. She just basically said that the buildings here have not been maintained. All got evacuated. Nobody comes back and maintains the buildings. And also a lot of looters came, unfortunately. So I mean, look how beautiful it is. Beautiful. There's a memorial over there for the World War II thing, which I'll get a look at later. But yeah. So basically, yeah, basically, there's a lot of abandoned buildings and stuff. We actually saw some dogs on the checkpoint where we got our passports checked, but we're not allowed to touch them. So it was really hard because obviously everyone knows me, I'm a massive dog person, so that's hard. There's another one here.
You can buy everything. Some products, some chemicals, some cosmetics, maybe some elements of clothing, elements of furniture even. So plates, so everything you can buy. But
So this used to be a shop. They used to sell groceries, pharmacy, everything in this little building right here.
You know what? It's nice that it's snowing though, isn't it? Huh? It's nice with the snow on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it?
It was a local house of culture. In a city or in a town we have a palace of culture, in a village just a house of culture. All the cultural life was based here because really it was again a universal building, everything was here. For example, some performances, some concerts, discos, ceremonies of weddings, everything was here in one building.
Even living here before it's swinging.
It's in the middle. It's in the middle of 70 kilometres, isn't it? Or 50.
What, away from the actual main bit? Yeah.
So it was quite prestigious to have such a car at the time of the Soviet Union because it was very expensive. But the problem was that even if you had enough money, unfortunately you couldn't buy such a car at once. Because you had to stand in a line and you had to wait for 3, 5, maybe even 7 years before you could buy it. The territory of the Soviet Union was huge and really many people were ready to buy it, but unfortunately the number of such cars was limited.
Oh. The camera in.
Did you say you can't?
She didn't. Don't go in the buildings.
Who said don't go? I don't think she did actually say that.
I think this used to be like a oven or something.
Yeah, it was an oven. Floors are coming through.
So we're walking around, and I heard rumours about this, that literally it's around Chernobyl, it's just silence, like deathly silence, and apart from the humans, there's nothing. There's no birds chirping. There's literally, I think I just heard a bird just then, but other than the odd, like the really rare, I know it's snowing, it's winter, it's not exactly spring, is it, but it's so deathly silent. It's really eerie actually. If it weren't snowing it would be worse, because it's obviously when it snows everything's magical, but yeah, look, it's just abandoned buildings everywhere, and we are right past the checkpoint, so we're not really far into the exclusion zone yet, we're just going back to the bus now, and we're going to go further into the exclusion zone. We've all been given as well, we've all passed the checkpoint. We were given these. These, we have to wear them around our neck, and they basically measure how much radiation that we're getting throughout the whole day. And yeah, so they're going to scan us at the end and just make sure that we haven't taken in too much radiation and stuff. So we've been told all the rules as well. We're not allowed to touch anything, any animals, any doors, any furniture. We're not allowed to sit down. We're not allowed to eat in the open air as well. As you can see, it's very, very, very beautiful, but it's very eerie. I think, like I say, if it wasn't snowing, it would be so much worse. It's really interesting stuff. The lady was saying that everyone was evacuated. They evacuated like something ridiculous, like 50,000 people in the space of like 3 or 4 hours. Everyone in Pripyat, and moved them over to Kiev and like surrounding areas. But this particular village, because that's what it is, it's basically, this is a little village on the border just past the exclusion zone. So this is basically one of the villages that is just completely abandoned now. Some people did move back, and she said there's currently about 100 people living within the exclusion zone. So that's pretty awesome. But we also stopped at the gift shop. I'll show you the haul later of what I got. So this building here is basically an administrative building, but it's one that's falling apart and they can't use it anymore. But yeah, so we just stopped off. This is our tour bus, by the way. Basically, they'll drive kind of closer and closer down this big long road, closer to Chernobyl. But yeah, this is one by the side. It's like an administrative building for the police. And further down here is their post office. So this is where all their post would go. And as you can see, there's like a little old-fashioned police car out there. Okay, so a closer look now at the post office for the police. So there is, we are allowed entry into here. It's really cool. Yeah, this is where all their post came. Stationary post and police car of the State Traffic Inspector of the Ministry of Internal Affairs of the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic, the model of 1986. This historical exposition was established on the initiative of Head Department of the National Police in the Kiev region, and it is dedicated to superhuman heroic act, self-sacrifice and courage of law enforcement personnel participants in the liquidation of the consequences of the accident at Chernobyl nuclear power plant. So this was erected in 14th of December 2020. Pretty cool. And again, it's beautiful. Here's the riffraff.
A bit boring.
And Dino here has just bought a Geiger meter.
Borrowed.
Borrowed. Oh, show us your Geiger meter.
Punch her in the face and run off, basically.
Show me your Geiger meter.
Here you go.
So here we are. It's currently 0.13, which is totally safe.
0.9 over there when your dad was holding it.
Did it? Oh, it's ticking. It's making an awful noise. It's really, I hate that noise.
Well, I'll have to do a test again because I want to drive a Lada before I die, don't I?
I want to own a Mark II.
Department, water department. For example, now on the left side, the next building, it will be bus station. And you know, bus from Kiev to Chernobyl comes here 3 times a day. What's more, here are shops, here are 3 hotels for tourists where we stop during our multi-day tours. And also a lot of departments which are connected directly with the Chernobyl nuclear power station. So also museums, so as you see, really enough working places for people. For example, now on the left side you can see this bright building. That's a typical dormitory for the local workers. Earlier it was just the usual block of flats, and earlier these flats belonged to the citizens of Chernobyl before catastrophe. But right now, not all of them, but just some of those flats are still used like dormitories for the local workers. So step-by-step approaching the central square of the town of Chernobyl. Now on the left side you can see this reprised building that's the local museum. Before catastrophe it was a local cinema. So friends, right now we are going to go out here. First of all, some short stories for you. After that you have some time and opportunity to walk here on your own.
Oh, he really wants his belly stroked. Oh, this is torture.
Now friends, please pay your attention to this iron monument of Angel. So you see, it is not accidentally here because people believe that the catastrophe at the Chernobyl nuclear power station was predicted many years, and it was even signed by the name of this town is Chernobyl. Chernobyl is related to the ancient name of such a bitter on taste grass like polin. It is called in Ukraine polin. The ancient name of this red grass was Chernobylnik. Because of the fact that really here was a lot of that bitter grass, the name was given like Chernobylnik to this red town. And it was written in Bible like this, that there was bitter star like Chernobylnik in the sky, and it was written like this: bitter star Chernobylnik falls down, and everything also becomes bitter on the taste. The soil, the water, and the air. It really happened like this. Chernobyl exploded, and everything became contaminated. The soil, the oil, the soil, the water, and the air. The street of alley of memory. As you see, we can see here some names. 162 names here are. Here is a mixture of Ukrainian and Belarusian villages. You know, Belarus also suffered very much as a result of the catastrophe. Just imagine, almost 70% of all the radiation fell down on the territory of Belarus. That's why they have their own Chernobyl zone. If you want to taste some Chernobyl coffee or Chernobyl tastes, you will have an opportunity to go to this free shop.
So here I am down the alley of remembrance with all the names of those who helped and died in the Chernobyl incident. Dean's Dean's got a new dog that he's not allowed to touch. Oh no, that one's broken. It's very peaceful. So really interestingly, so it's white on this side as you walk down the alley of remembrance, and then as you come back they're black and they've got a bit of like red tape going through them. I'm not entirely sure what this means, but I'm definitely going to find out. It's pretty cool. So this is like a local shop. Oh, thank you.
Guys, the only option with coffee is Irish whiskey one. Dried fish, they like dried fish.
Yeah.
Would be a vodka. Irish whiskey. Yeah, I want no.
So these are your radioactive coffees with whiskey in.
Whiskey in, lovely. That keep you warm now.
Bottoms up. So I just asked the tour guide, and they're black on the back with red tape because that it's a symbolic. So it just means that they've passed on. So that's basically what that means. Here we are, stopped off now again to look at these machines. So they basically were put on the roof to try and clear some of the rubble when obviously the thing was burning.
I like the tank.
But
Can't see that being.
The tank's pretty cool. Yeah, that probably wasn't on the roof. But these aren't models or anything, they're the real deal, but they've been washed loads of times, so we're safe to be near them. But they seized up because of all the radiation, so they had to do it by hand in the end.
That looks like a Tonka toy, doesn't it?
Going to the
10 kilometres.
going to the 10-kilometre checkpoint. Show me your.
It's not gone up yet. It will do. I will make sure this goes up.
You don't want it to go up.
Yeah, I do.
You don't want it to go up.
Okay.
No, we don't.
Yeah. Remember, past want to come somewhere like here. Hey, he's like Frankie, isn't he?
So we've gone past the second checkpoint, which is the 10-kilometre checkpoint, and we're going through this green gate.
We're going to go see the rain.
We're going to go
This
see.
is a secret nuclear.
Oh, this was a secret nuclear town that nobody until recently had actually heard about.
Pick them up.
So it was to detect
An early warning
US
system.
military missiles, like an early warning system. Our Uncle Jay just said. Oh look, HBO. I wonder if that's where they film Walking Dead. It's like a cage. That's actually a cage.
Yeah, mate.
I wonder if that's for like zombies. Nuclear zombies.
Nuclear zombies.
So we were.
It's not that high yet.
So we were told that anyone past the 10-kilometre checkpoint is nobody lives here. You're not allowed to live here at all. What's the Geiger meter?
It's not that high.
Geiger meter reading?
It's
Shall
only
we?
1.4 and rising.
0.14
and rising.
and rising. It was 0.10, wasn't it?
Well,
Back at the
0.8.
when we stopped at the shop to get radioactive coffee. It's not radioactive, but it's a seller, isn't it? Clickbait. So the raiders that are up here on the left, the tour guide did say that someone from Belarus had tried to climb it and got to the top took one hand off the building, to basically take a selfie,
I'll do it.
and then he fell. He fell from the top. Idiot. Oh my god, we just missed the action. Dean just threw a snowball at Jay and he nearly just fell over.
They were building this ship because of the Cold War. They built this.
Oh, it's because of the Cold War.
Yeah, they built 3 of them. This was one of them, and then they built a couple. One by the Black Sea, and then one in Russia. Because obviously in them days they didn't know whether they were going to get attacked by the US.
Yeah.
But it all went on in secret, isn't it? It's mad that they've constructed this and no one knew about it. Even the locals didn't know about it.
Crazy.
And they told the locals, oh, it's a weather radar. That's what it's for.
Yeah, don't worry about it, it's fine.
Yeah.
So it's kind of impossible to tell, but the scale of this thing is incredible. It's massive. Ooh, he just stacked it. It's massive.
Wrestle the bear? Because you can't.
Yeah,
Do you want him to wrestle a bear?
I'll do it.
Height is 146 meters On the right side, a little bit further, you can see duga of high frequency. It's less in size. Its height is only 100 meters. If you walk to little duga, you will see that some iron elements of this reconstruction are already cut, and those elements are still laying on the ground.
Like
It's a Soviet leader.
Soviet leader of communism.
Ah.
No, it's a gift shop.
And frankly speaking, it wasn't dramatic enough. Very soon, some holes appeared in this reconstruction, and simply saying radiation began to visit the territory of the station and Pripyat. On the
So
right
that's
side,
where
you
they
can see
store all of the
upgraded
atomic
square number 5.
like waste and stuff. Crazy. So we're at the power plant now. We're not allowed to go any further. We're not allowed to pass this barrier. The Geiger meter has gone up significantly. I can't imagine we're allowed to stay here for very long. But yeah, there's the power plant here. I'm going to zoom in so that you can see. There are a couple of reactors that are visible.
So that used to be the river.
So, did she say? What did she say? Reactors 1 and 2 are on the right hand side.
Yeah. So it goes.
Ah, so these.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
The one with the dome
So
over
that's-
it is the ones that exploded.
The one that exploded. That's
Right.
the one that
So that's them ones. What are they? 2 and 3. Or there's the exploded reactor here. So this is one. It's covered in a dome to protect any more radiation spilling out. And then these square things here are the other reactors. And there's some more on this side here as well.
On the right side of this office, you can see like a red depiction. It's a depiction of Tau which keeps inside atom. Such a strange and unusual combination, but all in all, it symbolizes that Chernobyl nuclear power plant produces only peaceful atom. Atom not for the war, but for the peace.
So we're just outside the power plant now. We're going to go in and get a lunch.
We're not allowed cameras.
We're not allowed to take the cameras in. But yeah, we're going to go, and there's about 1,200 people still working here. So we're going to go and eat lunch with them in their canteen inside the power plant. It's crazy. I didn't think we were allowed to get this close. So yeah, see you in a bit. So as you can see, I did actually take a couple of pictures of our food that we had in the canteen, in the Chernobyl canteen. So this was Dean's option, because obviously he eats meat. There was a choice of pasta with chicken or pork, we're not entirely sure what meat, and it was covered in some weird stock gravy. Also there was a soup with potato and carrot with 2 random meatballs in it. Also the salad with all those black olives on the side on that top plate. As well as this, there was a bowl of fruit and a weird bread cake with some, it was really soggy apparently, and it has this white sweet sauce with it. We weren't too sure what it was, but Dean hated it. It was awful apparently. We also were given 2 drinks. The dark coloured one was this super sweet hot tea. It was really weird. There's no real kind of way to describe it other than it just tasted of pure sugar. And also the lighter juice was a cold compressed kind of fruit drink. However, it just kind of tasted, the best way I could describe it was it just tasted like campfire. So it was very strange. Yeah, the pasta was great though, apparently. So, okay, and so here was my option that I had. As you can see, it was just plain pasta, peas and cucumber, a bowl of fruit and a side plate with a weird salad. And also I had exactly the same. I had a soup which had potato and carrot in it. It was actually really nice. And the same, I had the drinks, which I just did not get on with, unfortunately. I don't think anyone really drank them. But the lunch was actually really great and really filling. So 100% recommend.
plans is completely to destroy the building of the old shelter, to get inside the broken reactor number 4, to take out all the radioactive fuel which is still inside it, and they are going to transport all the radioactive fuel into the storage for atomic remains. Scientists say that if we don't do it in the approximate 100 years, then they will have to create one more shelter which will be much bigger and more hermetic. That's why really we are just to hurry up, as you understand. It shows per hour. For example, if we spend here the whole hour, only then we can observe this loss of radiation. But for example, if we spend here only 1 or 2 minutes, it's nothing for us. So friends, in this very area right now we are going to go out.
So I never ever ever thought we'd get this close to the reactor. So this is reactor 4. See, they've got the dome built over it to protect and stop all the radiation from leaking out.
Again, the broken reactor number 4, but in a much closer distance. And friends, that's the process of decontamination. Really a lot of cars, a lot of elements of techniques were used during this period of decontamination. And also helicopters are not exception. Maybe some of you know the story with helicopter which had fallen down here. Some of you know, yeah, about it, exactly. And I will tell you all know what happened here. This tragedy happened on the 2nd of October in 1986. The reason was really quite simple, because that pilot who was inside this helicopter, he was simply blind by sunshine. So, and he didn't notice the cable which was hanging so closely to the helicopter. So the blade of the helicopter simply touched that cable, and after that this helicopter fell down. 4 persons were inside, and unfortunately everybody died, as you understand. So also such a tragedy. So friends, also today we have already seen these robots. You have already seen these robots, but on the roof they looked like this. But remember that these robots unfortunately failed to do their job because of high level of radiation, and why robots actively participated in it. Those people, here they are. What's more, please pay attention to these white lines. You see, such white lines appeared in many pictures and in many video materials. Unfortunately, a lot of materials were simply spoiled because of high level of radiation. They appeared as a result of high levels, as you understand. Here it is, and behind it you can see the building of the first old shelter. It looked like this. Pay your attention. At first, big chimney tube existed here, but before they put here the new safe confinement, they cut this chimney tube, and really it was quite a hard job, because as you understand, at any moment it could easily fall down on the roof of the old shelter. You can understand what consequences could be. So really they just had to cut it, and it was extremely difficult. And today the new safe confinement already looks like this inside. You see the building of the old one, but without any chimney tube, and the walls of the new safe confinement. So now it looks like this.
So this monument was dedicated to the workers that built the dome to protect the radiation from spilling out. It's pretty cool. It's like a set of hands holding onto a, I don't know, a reactor, I guess. It's pretty cool. And back to the bus, I'm freezing.
It's dangerous.
So we came from lunch, we actually had lunch inside the power plant. I had the vegetarian option. There was, oh, that dog's limping.
Yeah, and that one's dead.
That one's limping. Oh no. I had pasta, salad. It's pretty like basic food. There was like a soup, which it was all really, really nice. There was this compote, which is like a cold drink. It tasted like smoke, like campfire. So anyway, best way to describe it. It was awful. But the other one, it's like a sweet tea as well. That was really, really quite nice. I didn't finish it. But yeah, we weren't allowed to take pictures in, and we had to get scanned as well before we could go into the building. There was like this blue like thing, and you had to put your hands in it and stand there, and it scanned you. And if it went green, then it meant that you're not contaminated and you're allowed in the building. But it did go orange at first with me, so I was a bit panicky. But yeah, it went green, so I'm fine to go in.
It will be stationed here. Reason number one, the ground, the soil. This.
So this is the sign for Pripyat. And then coming around here, I'm told that this is the red forest. So all the radiation used to be all green, but after the radiation, it turned this forest basically red. We've just been advised to take our Geiger counters over to the vents. Let's see it go up.
1.9. What? 4 point something.
4 point something.
How much is it? Oh, 4. Okay, is that the same?
Oh jeez.
Yeah, 4.1.
Bear in mind, the maximum that's safe is 0.3.
Oh, this is the Flagstone. Yeah, this is we're going Ferris wheel and all that now, right? Yeah.
So we are heading now into Pripyat,
It's the closest city
which is the closest city.
to the destruction of Chernobyl. Like, so it's got the most radiation. That's why no one can live here.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. But
That's all fun stuff, you know.
all the fun stuff. But this is where the iconic wheel is and everything like that. So yeah, we're gonna go and take a look around.
And we'll get high and seas.
In front of you is the cafe which was called Pripyat. You see, the city was called Pripyat, the river was called Pripyat, the cafe was called Pripyat. And earlier this place looked like this, one and the same cafe.
Oh, wow.
Let's pay attention how many roses earlier here was. Here were. Earlier Pripyat was considered to be like the city of roses, even like this. Again, the same place, but from the far distance. The same cafe. Here is a cashier desk. Now it is. Now you will see it much better on the left side. So the same place, and the river which is called Pripyat.
I'm racing you, Jay.
It was a supermarket.
No, genuinely.
No, that's what it was. This is the first supermarket ever in Ukraine, by the sounds of it, because there was quite rich people that lived here, so they got paid good wages.
You got paid very good wages, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently, the population of Pripyat were young up-and-comers who earned a lot of money, mostly in the power plant. So they had lots of extra spare. So we are now on our way to the amusement park, and the temperature is still like -5, -6 degrees Celsius. God, it's so cold, so cold. But our tour guide is really good. She knows so much about all the buildings that were here, a lot about the power plant, a lot of stuff like that. So she's really good, really knowledgeable. There was another guy here as well. I think she's like training 2 people. I can hear is them. Yeah, she's like training a couple of other people. So yeah, it's really good to have like 3 different people that know what they're talking about. And I've spoken to a couple of them now, so they're really good. It's been a really good tour, actually. I felt so safe throughout the whole experience so far. They let us rent a Geiger meter for €10, so I'm not sure how much that is in Ukrainian hryvnia. It's so cheap just to rent, and it's handy to have to walk around, and she'll point out all the spots where there are specific radiation hotspots. So yeah, she knows it all. Hey Dean, would you like to go on some dodgems?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Yeah?
You know I'll fully go sit in them.
No. Not these dodgems, because these are highly radioactive. And this was literally due to open 5 days after the disaster, which is really sad. What's your meter reading?
Oh, it's not that high.
It's 0.82, which is higher than the normal dose of radiation is nothing higher than 0.3. So it is higher than normal.
32 somewhere.
So yeah, that is really dangerous. Like for long-term exposure. These look like those swings.
They are the swings.
Yeah, you used to operate them yourself.
Yeah.
They're really cool. Just stop and listen. Ignore that beeping. Obviously the Geiger meter's beeping. I'm so cold I can't even talk.
Silent. There's
It's
not
silent.
Birds, there's nothing.
It's dead.
Silent.
It is so dead. There is no wildlife, no birds, nothing. It is so eerily dead and quiet. Oh, this is cool. We've got a series of icicles formed right here. And we have a chair swinger here. Rather old-fashioned one. Very cool. It's not like an amusement park how we know it today, I suppose. And then the main event, obviously, is the wheel. It's absolutely beautiful. It's such a shame that this never ever got to be operated. As I say, it was literally 5 days before after the disaster happened. That was when it was initially supposed to have opened. Obviously the disaster happened and then it couldn't. Okay, that was a bit naughty. This rando has just pulled it along and made it move. Bit naughty, but I'm here for it.
Not bad.
So just getting a bit of a closer look now at the actual gondolas here. Obviously I'm not going to touch it like that guy over there. Yeah, very eerie. Very eerie, it's really rusted. I mean, to be fair, considering this was brand new back in like 86, it was brand spanking new and it's not been touched or maintained or anything. No one's touched it apart from people trying to graffiti it, which is just such a shame. But it's amazing really, it's actually still standing, that every single gondola is still intact. It's amazing. I'd like to wonder what it would be today had the incident not happened. So here I am now outside the stadium for Pripyat. I have to take my so I can use my phone. What's behind me?
A doggo.
A doggo!
Hello.
Oh, doggo. Okay, anyway. So here I am outside the stadium for Pripyat Football Club. Same story as the amusement park. It actually was meant to open on the 1st of May, but it never got a chance because of the disaster. Really sad. Beautiful building. I'm sure it had a lot of potential. Such a shame. We've got 2 more places to visit still.
Come on in.
We've got 2 more places to visit still, and then it's the end of our tour. I am so gonna sleep on the bus, it's not even funny. So cold. My face, I feel like I can't even talk anymore. It is so cold. My dad, I'm just gonna put in a little shot now of my dad's shoes. Obviously I saw the snow, realised we were going to be out in it all day, so back in the little supermarket on the first stop I bought some snow boots. They were like 230 hryvnia, which is like 12 quid in English money. My dad wasn't so clever, so I'm going to show you his shoes right now. Look at your shoes.
Tree.
Yeah, I got that tree. Look, beyond that fucking...
Yeah.
Beyond that...
This was the main entrance to the stadium. You can see like there's the turnstiles here. So that's the entrance there.
Yeah, they had
So-
nothing to do with
Fucking
it.
hell, the getaway driver's gone.
Getaway driver's gone. Basically, well, there's an abandoned prison over here. It's opposite, behind me you can see the garage for the fireman's office, the fireman's station. But here is the abandoned prison. She said we can break the rules and go inside the buildings, because normally you're not allowed to go inside the buildings. I don't think it's rule breaking, I think we're allowed in here, and she's trying to hype it up personally. But yeah, here we go. like that, Dad. Not too many. This would have been a shower block, I imagine. Oh, toilets. Yeah. I thought that might have been a shower block or something. Wow, so here we are. This is basically like a graveyard for all the like vehicles, like trucks, things like that, that went through the decontamination process. But there's even a tank here. It's pink. Pink tank, Dean. That's a bit of me, isn't it? Where's he gone? So this is all the decontamination pictures and information. It's really, really cool. There's loads of stuff here to see. Oh. Okay, as you can see now, we are back. We are knackered. My skin again is completely, what's the word, like frozen. Just frozen. I feel like my lip fillers, I was walking back from the coach to the hotel and I just felt like all my lip fillers here, I just felt like they'd just frozen over. Like I've only got 500,000 in like years ago, but oh my god, I felt like that was what was just frozen in my face. The last thing you would have seen is us going and looking at the graveyard for all of the machinery and stuff. Oh, it's so cool. There's actually two more graveyards full of more stuff, but you're not allowed to see them. They're illegal to go and see. Bless you. Hey. You can't even tell what's what. It's got helicopters in it, parts of like trucks, vehicles, cars, the lot. So that's pretty cool, but we didn't get to see that bit. We got to see like the tank. Someone had broken in and spray painted the tank pink. So disrespectful. I think when they're trying to preserve something and people break in and spoil it for other people, it's really bad. But like I said, it was really, really cool. So from that point, we walked on to the coach and went through to the checkpoint. So like I said, there's two checkpoints. There's the 10-kilometre checkpoint and then the 30-kilometre checkpoint on the way out. Obviously, as you come in, it's the 30-kilometre checkpoint that you hit first, and then you go through to the 10-kilometre checkpoint, and that's the point where literally nobody's allowed to live because the soil is contaminated. So anything they grow there is contaminated. They're not allowed to eat it. She was saying even the water past the 10-kilometre checkpoint, the water's not contaminated because you can't contaminate water, but she was saying the mud, like all the stuff underneath, fish, everything living inside the water, the river, is contaminated. The inner checkpoint that we hit, we got scanned for radiation. So they're like kind of like blue structures with like loads of pads, like kind of, yeah, just like a metal plate on them. So you stand there like with your back obviously straight, and then you put your hands up against the plate like this, and then worryingly it doesn't go green if you're okay, it goes red if you're okay to go, which I thought that was really weird. Did you, Dean?
Yeah.
With that bag, we can see that.
It was very strange.
It was really, really weird. I didn't realise at first, and it went red. I was like, oh my god, I'm contaminated, that's it. Oh my god, what's going on? And then they said, no, it's okay. And then yeah, the gate kind of unclicks, so you get to go through. But it wasn't intimidating at all because there's no like officers, is there, Dean? There's no like scary big men with guns and stuff. Oh my god, somebody next door is sitting in the shower. I mean, he's very good. Okay. Moving on. Yeah, no, so we got to the outer checkpoint after that, and then we got scanned again, and that was where the gift shop was, and we bought more stuff. And then, yeah, it was a 2-hour journey back to the hotel, and then about a 10-minute walk from the hotel pickup to our hotel. I couldn't feel my lips, they were so numb. I felt like my filler in them had just frozen over. So that was horrible. So we're gonna just now try and warm up, get changed. I might have a hot bath and get ready to go out for dinner. To be fair, I'm not really that hungry. Are you hungry, Dean?
No, I can always eat.
You can always eat, but I'm quite full. The lunch today was really quite massive. They gave you 4 plates, and we sat and ate with the workers as well, which was really, really weird because there's 1,200 people still working in the sorry, ignore Dean vaping in the background.
Ignore the geezer fucking singing in the background.
Ignore the geezer singing in the background as well.
I'm just vaping. There's nothing wrong with vaping.
Should we bang on the wall and cheer and go, way?
Banging the wall to shut the fuck up.
Give him an audience.
Too much, no.
He's getting louder. He's really going for it.
Punch him on the nose.
As you do. Lunch today was really, really bizarre because we were in this canteen. It was like something out of it looked like something out of the 50s. It was really like, it was just really bizarre. It was really outdated, like really old-fashioned. It was really cool. And we just kind of had the little trays. We had to go up and collect our food. Yeah, so for lunch we had like 4 plates of like 4 dishes. So we had like pasta, cucumber and peas on one plate, and that was like your main. Soup, which had carrots and potato and like onions in. It was actually really nice. We had a plate of like fruit, so apple, oranges and like little satsuma things. And also like a salad, which I didn't eat because I didn't like the look of it. I'm very fussy. And then we had 2 drinks as well, and they were horrible. One of them was like a sweet tea, but the other one, it just, I think I said it before, it just tasted like smoke. It's the only kind of way to, it just tasted like smoke. It was really, really weird. So yeah, we had that for lunch. So I'm kind of full, not to mention we had a buttload of chocolate and Pringles on the coach as well in case we didn't like the food. I'm not that hungry, I'm just cold. Hey, sorry for the blunt cut off there. So obviously, as you can see, I am home and I've just basically, as I said in the last video, just literally going through this content and just going, my dog's dropped the tennis ball at my feet. Frankie, I'll throw it for you, it's okay. Here you go, you nutter. You lunatic. So yeah, sorry for the blunt delivery. I've split the videos into 3. The first travel vlog, the second day was purely Chernobyl, and then in the next video will be all the stuff that I bought at Chernobyl, because they've got 2 gift shops there. Also, just more sort of clips of what we'd done on our final day, because we travelled around, we saw so many of the sights in the city. We even saw the football stadium as well. We saw a bit of that. We just basically done loads of sightseeing. There wasn't really any particular places we could visit, because, for example, so I'm throwing his ball again for him. We wanted to see a jellyfish museum. There's one right next door to our hotel, but we couldn't in the end. It was shut on Mondays because of cleaning or something, so they shut it on Mondays totally to the public, and they're open the rest of the week, which was really annoying. However, you know, it's something we could definitely go and see next time, so I'm happy with that. Sorry, I just shut the dog away. He wants me to play fetch in the house and it never works because it always hits and smashes something, so ignore the noises, ignore the dog, and I'm very sorry. So yeah, that's basically it. That was our day trip to Chernobyl. Obviously it was freezing cold. My lips were absolutely frozen to the point I couldn't talk. Yeah, and every 5 seconds, so I'm really, really sorry about that. The cold froze my brain over. All in all, it was the most incredible day. The tour guide, she was so knowledgeable. She knew the areas that we were talking about. She knew the procedures that happened on the day when they evacuated everybody. Yeah, she was excellent. Really, really good. So obviously I know it's different now. The tours are no longer running, and I really hope that everyone that was on the tour is okay. Hopefully, touch wood, in another year, maybe 2 years, I don't know, hopefully they'll be able to accept tourists again and everything will be up and running and we can all go see Chernobyl again. I definitely want to return in the summer. The footage that I took, it was snowing horrendously the night before, so there was about you can see in the video my dad's shoes. The snow was so thick, it was crazy, and it just looked so magical and peaceful. It was like a beautiful winter wonderland, but in reality that's really not the case. It's supposed to be so eerie and creepy. So when I say, you know, oh it's beautiful, it looks beautiful, in reality what happened, it was not beautiful. And in the summer when the snow's gone and the magic is gone, I assume it would look exactly that, eerie and a tragedy, because it was a disaster. It was a tragedy. People lost their lives just saving the world. If those brave men that went in and contained the nuclear waste, if they hadn't have done their job, the UK wouldn't exist, because the radiation would have reached us all the way over in the UK. So shout out to them. It's very humbling. So, and I think that's what we took away from the trip. So I really, really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it, please subscribe, and yeah, I'm not sure what the next travel stuff coming up will be that I'm going to upload here, but like I say, there is going to be a third and final video from our Ukraine trip, which will be basically, like I say, just us sightseeing. So no more heavy Chernobyl stuff. It's purely just seeing the beautiful city that is Ukraine. And yeah, like I say, again, like in the last video, I'm leaving a link to the donation page for supporting Ukraine. So I'd appreciate it if, like me, you would donate to the charity and just help our Ukrainian friends in the world. So thanks for watching. I love you all. Thank you. See you later. Bye.